officially 0%.
Oh my god.
KRZLE.
Yeah. Charles. Yeah.
Burt Reynolds pulls out a banana and
Yes,
starts
that's where I was
peeling it.
going.
Butterfly kisses.
Oh my god. Hey, fuck these drums.
The synopsis just isn't good. Oh my god. Okay. And on that note.
So
Well, you better do this in one take. That's all you get.
I know.
No
All right.
editing.
Welcome to What Was That Called Again? I'm Thomas,
I'm Will.
and this is a movie game show where I select 3 movies and read their IMDb plot descriptions to Will, who then has to try to match the plot description with the correct title. And we are just wrapping up 45 minutes worth of reading every single Kit Kat flavor that exists.
I didn't read every single one.
No.
I was only trying to find the one that had the sandals on it. I want to know what flavor that is. So listeners, if this is a movie-related podcast, but if you know what flavor of Kit Kat from Japan has like house slippers on the label, email us.
Yep, wwtcapod@protonmail.com. Shoot us an email or just say hello. We've never received an email from anyone ever, so if
You know
you're
what?
one of the 3 listeners,
yeah, exactly. Even if you just want to tell us to stop, just send us that email, okay?
yeah, let us know if you're just angry listening to us and you like hate our show so badly that you just want to listen to it every week just to hear how bad it's going to be. Let us know.
I almost put it out there that first email we get, whatever they suggest we do it.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. Yeah. And it cannot be my girlfriend. That's the only stipulation in this, I think.
Okay, fine.
So it has to be one of the 2 other people that, for some reason, listen to us. If you are our presumably one listener that we have in Canada.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I thought you were saying that like the people who write in were going to suggest something, and the caveat was that suggestion could not be your girlfriend.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
No.
like, okay, sure, yeah. I
The
wasn't
way
even
that
thinking
your
that.
brain like connects words and then processes them is really strange sometimes.
But that's what you said. That was the subject we were talking about, was sending an email, and we were going to do the recommended thing, and you were like, with one caveat, not my girlfriend. And I was just like, okay, sure. It should be, I mean, I'm glad you said it out loud, but that should be a thing. We wouldn't do that. But I see now, you're meaning she can't write in.
Yes,
okay.
It has to be one of the 2 other people.
But okay.
What I really want to get an email from is if you are
Santa.
our presumably one listener that we have who downloads episodes from Canada, send us an email and let us know why you download our episodes and how you found out about it, and tell us why you're in Canada.
Or tell us what VPN you use.
Yes, if it's just Will download, like setting a VPN to different countries to get us downloads in other countries, also send me an email. Let me know.
Yeah.
I did want to touch really quick. I think it was last episode we did 3 Ozploitation films.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't get to watch this yet.
Yes, I did. So one of the, spoiler alert, if you have not listened to episode 14, which I believe currently sits with, well, actually, it hasn't posted yet, so I don't know how many downloads it has. But at the time of recording,
let's guess right now, 2.
I'm going to say 50. This episode 14 blew up.
Going high. It went viral.
We talked about the film Wake in Fright, which is supposed to be quite the big Australian classic.
Let's see if I can recall. This was the Donald Pleasance one.
Yes.
Okay, and this is where I can't remember the guy's occupation, but he is gambling. Okay, a teacher. He's gambling. Did we say he has an addiction, or did the synopsis? Anyway, he's gambling, and he and he loses a bet. I thought we did say he had an addiction.
I think we eventually landed on that at some point.
Yeah. But he loses a bet where he has to. He gets
Marooned.
marooned in like this crazy town with these crazy drunks who threaten not to do anything to him other than to make him do and become crazy like they are.
Crazy, drunk, and violent is, I believe, the wording of the IMDb synopsis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did watch that film. It seems like it's a bit of a hot take, but I did not like it very much.
Ooh.
It is pretty well regarded. So I did find out that the movie had apparently been lost, or it was presumed lost for many years.
Was it marooned in a crazy town?
It's very, very well possible. May as well have been. And I guess somebody just stumbled upon a print of it, and then it resurfaced. This was in like 2009. This movie was presumed to be lost for decades.
That's kind of cool.
And somebody just found a print of it, and then it resurfaced, and then it became this kind of, I guess, cult type of movie, ? But yeah, I personally did not really care for it. I think it's one of those, I guess I just don't get it. Because like
you're not Australian, man. You don't get it.
I guess the movie, there was a Letterboxd review from somebody who pretty much summed it up with like, so just don't hang out with Australians. Like that was pretty much what the movie's about. This guy just it's technically a Christmas movie.
Oh, wait, is it Christmas in the sense of like Die Hard's Christmas movie, or is it actually a Christmas movie?
It's Christmas in the sense, I guess in a Die Hard kind of way. Yeah, it's just.
But it's also Australian Christmas, so it's hot.
Yes, it's very hot. Everybody's very sweaty and gross in the whole movie.
Okay.
But yeah, the teacher basically, it opens up. The kids are leaving his class for presumably Christmas break, I guess, and
so not the weekend like we kind of sort of wanted to predict. But it was like a weekend holiday thing. It was a longer break.
Yes. Okay. And also Donald Pleasance is not the teacher. We kind of guessed that he was, but he is not.
He's not.
No, he is
the principal.
One of the craziest, drunkest.
Oh my God, he's in the town?
Yeah. Oh
shit! I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and he does in fact do an Australian accent. So basically, the whole movie is that this teacher is he's planning to go on a trip to Sydney, and he just stops off in this town randomly.
Okay.
And he ends up finding these people that are gambling, and we were talking about poker, right?
I think so.
Not at all the case. I never would have guessed what they were gambling on. It was literally heads or tails coin flipping.
Oh my gosh. That's the most Australian thing, though.
Yes.
That's probably like the most Australian thing.
And so the dude joins in. He wins a big bet. He wins a bunch of money. And then he goes back and he bets all of his money and he fucking loses it. So he's broke. And essentially, he just gets wasted. He blacks out.
Wait, hold on. So we were also wrong because we assumed that the punishment or whatever for losing the bet was to get marooned in this town. He was already in the town.
He was going to get marooned and then forced to get kangaroo pelts.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so he was just stopping through and decided to gamble while he was there.
Yeah.
And then because he lost, he then become marooned. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than what we were saying.
But basically, the whole movie is just that he loses his money. He hangs out with this group of people who just like are wasted, and then they give him a bunch of beer too, and he drinks with them, and then they go out kangaroo hunting, and then at the end of the movie he gets on the train and goes back to the town where he started the movie. And then
how did he go back? How did he get on the train? Did he how did he get his money back?
Well, he doesn't really get his money back, but he hangs out with this group of people, and Donald Pleasance's character brings him back to the train station, and then he goes back, and then the movie's over.
So they sort of threatened to make him violent and crazy and
they
drunken.
Didn't even threaten. They just handed him beer and he drank it, and then they went kangaroo hunting.
But that's a threat in Australia. Culturally, we just don't understand what that is. That is like throwing hands in America. Whenever you hand someone a beer in Australia, that is that's an ultimatum.
Right. Yeah, but I liked Brian Collins' Letterboxd review said he said that the movie is like a feature-length version of that scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Brad Pitt is in whenever he is in Spawn Ranch, and you're like, he could get killed any second. And it has that, it's intense like that, you know?
Yeah.
Brian Collins is like, this Wake in Fright is pretty much a feature-length version of that feeling the whole time. I mean, just like, and that's not necessarily, that's not untrue. I do kind of agree with that. I just didn't, I guess I expected more. I don't know.
Well, maybe because it was like so, again, correct me, but maybe it's because like it does kind of play like intense at level 10 for so long. Maybe that becomes kind of like a singular note, where it doesn't really do anything else other than just, just like, is he going to fucking die?
Yeah. And I kind of thought that it was going to lead to that point. In fact, at one point he attempts to commit suicide.
How long is he there?
I don't know. Maybe, I think the movie may be set over the course of a few days, like a handful of days.
Oh my God. Is it really that miserable?
Yeah. And so, I don't know. Personally, not crazy about that movie. I'm going to cut this way down. This has been way too long talking about this, but yeah, maybe I'd watch it again in like another 5-10 years or something and reevaluate it. But
okay. And then one more thing that you can cut this bit. Okay. That's a great little review, but I think I want to hear just a little bit more, and almost maybe like a sort of like sponsor, like an unasked for sponsor moment. Where did you watch this? Because this is what I actually got most out of this conversation via text.
Yeah. Yes, I watched the movie Wake in Fright for free with ads on the streaming service called Plex.
And you also told me that like they seem to have quite a few of the movies that we've discussed. Yeah,
so whenever I found Wake in Fright, I actually went down a mini rabbit hole for about 20 minutes where me and Melissa were just skimming through Plex because I've used it once like 5 years ago maybe.
That's it.
Yeah, and I've never used it since, and so I was just kind of looking around on that just to see what was on there. There's a whole bunch of great stuff, but we just accidentally stumbled upon Grand Piano. So
cannot wait to see that.
So there's a couple of, what was that called again, alum in that on that streaming service, free with ads, where they belong, maybe, or maybe they don't. But
email us, Plex. We can do a sponsorship for you. Sponsor our show.
I actually think Plex is pretty great from what I saw. Like I said, I went down a mini rabbit hole and I added probably 10 to 15 movies to our watch list on there. And so
nice. Okay, so Plex, everyone out there, everyone who's listening, check out Plex.
It's a lot like Pluto. If anybody out there uses Pluto, where it has streaming channels, but you can also watch things quote unquote on demand, where you can just stream them like a regular streaming service. It's a lot like that. The only issue is that Plex, whenever it has commercial breaks, it goes full out 2.5 minute commercial breaks every time. Pluto, sometimes it's like 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
Tubi does the long ones,
really,
I think, too.
Really short. Yeah, Pluto has become like a staple in our apartment. We love.
Nice.
Pluto is always on.
The show brought to you by both Pluto and Plex.
And Plex, yes. Download them, use them, love them, everything. So now that we have been recording for approximately 15 minutes.
Let's go back to Kit Kats. Let's go back to the Kit Kat list.
So we had white Kit Kats, right? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, we just had white air Kit Kats, white chocolate Kit Kats. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think I'm ready now for that. I did appreciate that that review of sorts of Wake in Fright. I did not expect Donald Pleasance to be anyone but a teacher. So that's I'm still going to watch it.
I was going to ask you if you were still planning on watching it. Yeah,
I do. I plan on watching everything you send me. I just don't ever get to it. There's always, those are different things. There's the plan and there's reality. Mm-hmm. So I do plan, but I do want to check out Grand Piano too, because
that one's well worth checking out.
That still sounds really fun. Okay,
it is.
Now I'm ready to see what I'm going to check out after this show, and by check out I mean forget to watch.
Yes. Yes, me too, because I will say up front, I have not seen any of the 3 movies I'm going to be discussing this week. So we will see how this goes. And I will kick things off this week with a film that comes out of the year 1974.
Oh, back to 74. Okay. I'm there.
And your plot description for this film reads as follows, straight from IMDb, where anybody could write anything, presumably, except for us.
Is that the legit IMDb marketing
the fine
tag?
Print. Yes.
where anyone can write anything except for those 2 idiots on the podcast.
I still check up on Begotten like at least twice a week, and yeah, it's
so sad
about a lost cause at this point. But
okay,
your plot description reads as follows:
74. Okay,
74. A British agent's son is kidnapped and held for ransom.
Okay,
that's it.
Oh my god. I thought that's usually like the first half of the first sentence of a run-on paragraph. Okay.
I found this one maybe a week ago, maybe a week and a half, and I found that and I read the description and I was like, that's going in the next episode.
So, okay, let me try to recap this since it was so long ago that you started the sentence. You said a secret agent's son.
British agent.
Oh, just a British. Okay, so maybe he's well known. So a British agent's son is kidnapped.
Yep, and held for ransom.
And held for ransom. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. 74.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. And with that, so your second film,
a British agent's son is held for ransom, kidnapped and held for. Okay, I'm going to forget that
verbatim. Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Your second one comes from the year 1969.
Okay, 69. Okay.
And the plot description reads as follows.
Movie.
During World War II, a group of British commandos in North Africa, disguised as Italian soldiers, must travel behind enemy lines and destroy a vital German oil depot.
Oh man, this sounds familiar. Okay. 69, World War II.
Yeah.
British soldiers in Africa must travel behind enemy lines to destroy, what was it again? An Italian?
To destroy an Italian.
Just Beppo over there.
A group of British commandos in North Africa.
Okay.
Disguised as Italian soldiers.
Disguised as Italians, that's what it was. Okay.
Must travel behind enemy lines and destroy a vital German oil depot.
Okay. So, a bunch of Brits during World War II in Africa, disguised as Italians behind enemy lines to destroy a German oil depot.
Yes.
Okay. British soldier or British special agent son is kidnapped, held for ransom. Okay. Okay. It's been a long day. Ready for number 3.
Alrighty. Number 3 is going to come from the year 1975.
Ooh, okay.
And your description reads as follows. At the instigation of a grieving father, a Los Angeles cop investigates the suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide.
Okay, be sus. Read this one again.
At the instigation of a grieving father.
What does that mean? Can we break down that sentence for just a moment so my brain can process the words that are used here? At the instigation of a grieving. Did they typo? And is it investigation?
No, I think they're saying that the grieving father summoned this Los Angeles cop to investigate the suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide.
Okay, I see.
So at
now.
the instigation of a grieving father,
a
Los Angeles cop investigates the suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide.
Okay, no, that totally makes sense now. Okay, at the instigation of a grieving father. What was it? Something about suicide? Sorry.
Yeah. A Los Angeles cop.
Yes.
Investigates the suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide.
Apparent suicide.
Yep.
75.
Correct.
Okay. So let me try to recap this real quick again.
Go for it.
74, a British special agent.
British agent.
British. He's not special or secret. He's just an agent.
That's correct.
So, just a British agent. That's all he is. He could be, and by agent, he could be like a realtor.
Yeah.
We don't know. I'm assuming military. He could be any kind of agent, right? He could be like an actor's agent. But this British
Right.
agent who has offspring, and the offspring is their son. That son is then kidnapped and held for ransom. Okay. 74. The other one was 69.
Yes.
And it was set in World War II, where a group of British soldiers, special forces, something along those lines. Commandos, that's the word. Commandos in Africa disguise themselves as Italians to go behind enemy lines and destroy or capture a German oil something station.
Yeah. Destroy a vital German oil depot.
It's where the oil arrives every hour on the hour. And then the last one was 1975. And it was at the instigation of a grieving father. A Los Angeles police officer investigates the apparent suicide of the guy's daughter, something like that.
Yeah, the suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide.
Okay. I think I'm ready. And I swear, if one of these titles is longer than one of the synopsis, I'm going to freak out.
I don't think you'll have that problem.
Okay.
Your first title is going to be The Black Windmill.
Ooh, it's metal. The Black Windmill. Yeah. Black Windmill. Okay. I have nothing for that. That doesn't even fit any of the things. It's just black. It's just cool. Black Windmill. All right. Yep. Next.
Your second one's going to be Play Dirty.
So that sounds familiar too. Play Dirty. Black Windmill and Play Dirty. Ooh. Okay, next.
All right, your final title is going to be Hustle. Okay. This is a tough one this week. Black Windmill. So 74 was the... Say it with different tonal inflections. That's what you usually do.
Black Windmill. I mean, is it the British normal agent whose son is kidnapped and held for ransom? I don't know. There's not enough there. Is that Hustle, or is that it was Black Windmill? Hustle was the last one, and it was, what was the middle one?
Play Dirty.
That's what it was. Play Dirty. Play Dirty. Okay. I can't fit the first one because there's really not much to go on. So I got to fit the other two. Black Windmill. Black Windmill could maybe be like the code name for the British commandos in Africa doing this mission. Like this is like, Project Black Windmill or something like, something along those lines, maybe. Or maybe an oil depot, they like call those black windmills. Right? Maybe. Okay. Hustle. Not the hustle.
Correct.
Or hustler. This is hustle.
Yeah.
So this could just mean like move quickly. Like hustle. Play dirt. Was it Play Dirty? Play Dirty.
Yeah, Play Dirty.
Play Dirty. Hustle. Man, none of these like sing out like usually. Like usually there's one that's like, oh, I mean, I could be wrong about it. I'm not saying that I'm right whenever it sings out, but it at least sparks my logic trip, and it sends me down a path at least. But this one's different. This episode's different. Okay, so Play Dirty. Is it maybe? Hustle, Play Dirty. I just said hustle twice for some reason. just to hear myself say it. Hustle. There we go. Play Dirty and Black Windmill. So I'm kind of getting, going off of nothing. And that's like, so you said 75 was the suspicious suicide LA police officer.
That's correct.
Is that Black Windmill? Because the only one that felt familiar was the British commandos in Africa disguised as Italians to destroy a German oil depot. But it's 69, so I don't know if I'd seen that or not. But it sounds familiar. So, and the only title that like Black, I would remember the title Black Windmill, I think, if I ever had seen that one or heard that one.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
No, I think that is true. It doesn't mean I would remember what the movie was about. I'm not saying that much. I'm just saying I would know that title. That's a very distinguishable title. Hustle, though, kind of like there's a hint of a bell there. And then Play Dirty, I don't know at all that one. So, like, part of me is feeling that Black Windmill is a reference to oil or something like that. But I'm going to just have to go with that one being Hustle. Unless Hustle is like a reference to like a British agent whose son is like, maybe the Hustle is kidnapping like the children of he's not called a special agent or like a secret agent or whatever, but maybe it's like because this agent can't reveal his identity, he can't go to like to the press, and these people know that, so they kidnap these high profile children, knowing that like the family will just give them money to get this over with. I don't know. Is it a hustle though? Okay. But that leaves play dirty for the LA one. I could see Hustle maybe being like, I think I've put Hustle in all three. I think I just tried to put Hustle in all three. Because I really feel like Black Windmill has to be, because okay, I could see maybe Black Windmill being the LA one in that maybe it's kind of like a really loose reference to the Black Dahlia. Maybe for some stupid reason, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense at all. Other than it's set in LA and it's like a mysterious death, right? Because I don't have anything with a British agent's son was kidnapped and held for ransom, so I don't know. I don't know what that one brings to the table. So I don't know how Black Windmill doesn't feel like a British. Like a British saying. It doesn't feel like a British, like nickname for something or whatever. But then the British commandos are British, clearly. So, okay, man, this is really almost truly just a shot in the dark. So if I land any of these, I will be happy. But this is really just like, I know there's a dartboard over there, the lights are off, I'm just going to throw these darts, and hopefully they're one pointed the right way, and two, they hit the dartboard. So I'm going to go with, man, I don't want to jump off this ledge, but here I go. Okay, so I'm going to lock it in that the 1974 British agent, normal British agent, nondescript British agent who has a son. That son is kidnapped and held for ransom. I'm going to go with that one as being Play Dirty. I'm going to go with the 1969 World War II British commandos in Africa, disguised as Italians, to get behind enemy lines to destroy, maybe, a German oil depot.
Yep.
I'm going to call that one... Man, I know I'm going to fucking get one of these right. I have to flip two of these. So I'm going to call that one Black Windmill, which leaves the 1975 grieving father who initiates an investigation led by the LA police officer who is looking into a suspicious suicide of some random woman, apparently, because it doesn't even say that it's his daughter. It just says random woman. So I'm gonna say that one is Hustle. Again, if I got any of these right, I'm gonna be happy.
Okay. And so with that selection, you do have one correct.
You motherfucker. God damn it. Oh, and this is another week. This has been like a couple weeks in a row now where where I don't know. No, I don't mean, no, it's been like every episode where I get one right. I'm talking about like it's been a couple weeks in a row where like, as of late, where I really don't know which one of the three I could have gotten right.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like in previous times, whenever I've gotten one, I'm pretty, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident about one, right?
Yeah.
And this one, I'm not confident about any of them. So I really don't know which one to stick with. Like, do I stick with what I thought was obvious with the black windmill and change Play Dirty and Hustle? Or is Play Dirty right? And I sort of randomly got the black windmill reference to the Black Dahlia, and then Hustle is just what they're calling this British Commando thing. Because I don't feel like the 1975 investigation into a suspicious suicide is called Play Dirty. So I'm kind of eliminating that one. I don't feel like that's right. Man, unless it's like about a cop. Maybe a cop did kill her. But not the cop that was hired to do the investigation. Oh, man. Okay, fuck it. All right, so I got one of these right. I'm just gonna like go on the limb, and I'm gonna be happy with getting one right, and I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna keep Black Windmill where it was at. So that means that the 1974 normal British agent's son who's kidnapped and held for ransom that one's gonna be Hustle now. And then the 1975, on the instigation of a grieving father, an LA police officer investigates a suspicious suicide as Play Dirty.
And I'm going to say that gives you 0.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, good. Well, at least I got the idea that Play Dirty wasn't that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let us know about these movies.
Okay, 1974, from director Don Siegel of Dirty Harry and Escape from Alcatraz fame. The Black Windmill, starring
the first one. So it was a British thing.
starring Michael Caine and Donald Pleasance.
Oh my gosh, Michael Caine! There, he's finally in one of these.
Yep, that's true. We have from 1969 from director Andre de Toth of original House of Wax fame, Play Dirty.
Okay, interesting.
World War II group of British soldiers, also starring Michael Caine.
Why is it called Play Dirty? Is it because like they're disguised as the enemy?
Never seen it. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, never mind that.
I'll say yes.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good.
I'll say you got that right. Yeah. And then from 1975, from director Robert Aldrich of Dirty Dozen, Longest Yard, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane fame.
I've heard of him.
Is Hustle. Starring Burt Reynolds and Catherine Deneuve. So, I honestly don't have a whole lot of information on these because I've never seen any of the three.
Oh,
as
really?
Of yet.
These are all new for all unseen for you.
Yes, I can say none of these three are readily, at the time of recording, readily available to stream anywhere. The Black Windmill and Play Dirty, you have to get physical copies of.
Come on, Plex, get on this.
Hustle, however, is available to rent on Amazon for like $2. And I do want to watch that one at the most out of any of three of these. I want to see Hustle. Hustle actually is pretty well received. And it's young Burt Reynolds, whenever he was still doing like work that was interesting and different. And it wasn't in the 80s yet where he was doing like Smokey and the Bandit
over and over
rip-offs. Yeah, so we're going to move on. Go ahead and move on to the star rating section where Will...
One more thing, just for my sake, I know I think you did say it, but who Who was in Play Dirty? The actors?
That one, Michael Caine, and then I personally didn't recognize the other people that were in it, but Michael Caine's the lead.
Is it 2 Michael Caine movies?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was going to do a Michael Caine week.
Triple threat?
Yeah, and then I couldn't find a third one to go with them, and then I
He's only
just
been in 2 movies.
I stumbled upon Hustle, and I was like, he won't get this one. Kind of works to throw him off.
Okay. Michael Caine, double feature right there.
Yeah, so we're going to go on to the segment where Will tries to guess the ranking of the 3 movies based on their IMDb star ratings.
That's where I try to redeem myself from my failure at getting the titles right. So, let's see here.
I will say really quick,
Uh-huh.
this is a very tight grouping.
Okay. So let me try to get the grouping first, just to get the kind of in the headset. So, like I said, early 70s, like late 60s, early 70s. 2 Michael Caine films, though, and a Burt Reynolds film. Fairly notable directors. I'm going to say...
I did want to say, sorry to cut you off. Play Dirty from Andre de Toth, who I said was the director of the original House of Wax. It's what he's kind of best known for. Play Dirty is his final credited director, final film where he was credited as director.
Okay.
That was his last movie. Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting.
But
anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to say these are like in the mid to high 7s. 7 point something. With that being said, which Michael Caine film is first and which Michael Caine film is last? Because I feel like Burt Reynolds is in the middle.
Okay.
So I'm going to say the British agent whose son is kidnapped, which that was called Hustle. I've already forgotten.
The Black Windmill.
That's right. It was called the Black Windmill. Yeah. Man, I still wanted the Black Windmill to be the British Commandos. Okay, so Black Windmill, agent's son is kidnapped. I want to call that one last. Number 3. I'm going to call the Burt Reynolds film from 75, which was Hustle. I want to call that one 2, second position. And then the top position will be Play Dirty, the British Commandos. I either got that exactly spot on or I got that backwards.
You are incorrect. So Play Dirty is is number 1.
Dang. Okay.
With
Well,
a
so
6.
I got
a
that right.
6.7.
Okay. Oh, a 6.7. So these are lower than I thought.
The Black Windmill from Don Siegel, 1974, is in second place with a 6.3.
Okay.
And Hustle from Robert Aldrich is third with a 6.2.
I wanted to give Burt Reynolds a little bit more, but I guess it didn't work out for him.
Yeah. I will say Hustle was on Gene Siskel's top 10 of that year. It was on his top 10 list.
Okay.
There we go.
If you like that guy.
Yeah, if you like him, then there you go. Hustle might be worth checking out.
Maybe. If you can ever find them, correct? That's the thing.
Yeah, Hustle's the one that you can rent on Amazon for like $2. So that one is pretty easy to get a hold of. The other two you have to buy physical copies of. If you're into that kind of thing.
If you're into the better version of movies.
Yeah, and yes.
and actually owning them.
Yes, where they can't be just randomly taken away.
Yeah. Looking at you, Warner Brothers.
With that, we can move right along, a seamless transition,
next?
Right into our
Quote time. I forgot about this. I was like, what is next? Yeah, quote time.
Alrighty. If you're ready, I can perform.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready because I really forgot about this whole segment. I don't know how I forgot about this. Okay, so this is the segment where you read one quote from one of these 3 movies, and I have to guess which one it is.
Yes.
But with the addition of you doing it in a character of your choice that may or may not be representative of the characters of the movie. And since you haven't seen these movies, who knows? Maybe this is spot on.
Yeah.
Unless you
It could be.
do Robert De Niro or Jeff Goldblum. Unless you do those two characters, then it might not be spot on.
No. We'll see if maybe I'll bust out a Michael Caine.
Oh, go! I would be tickled.
No, I won't. I won't.
Bust out a Burt Reynolds for all I care. That'd be great.
I will go ahead. If you are all set now,
I think I am. I'm ready to take this in action.
Quote, and let's reiterate that these quotes, I took this quote directly from IMDb.
Yes,
where presumably anybody could have just made it up, but since I haven't seen these movies, I will just assume that this is an actual quote.
Right. And also, there's no context given.
Correct. So your quote this week reads as follows, and I quote, "Don't you know where you live, Marty? Can't you smell the bananas? You know what country you live in? You live in Guatemala with color television." End quote.
Oh, right. You live in Guatemala with color television. Can't you smell the bananas, Mart? What the hell is going on? And you gave it in like a weird, like Doc Brown.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Sure.
Sure. Okay. So wait, say that whole thing again, because that was the weirdest line. I mean, you did a fine performance. It wasn't that. It was just it is really out of context.
Yeah. Don't you know where you live, Marty? Can't you smell the bananas? You know what country you live in? You live in Guatemala with the color television. With color television.
Is Marty a British name? I feel like that almost has to be Hustle. Locking it in.
It is read by a character called Lieutenant Phil Gaines.
Oh my God.
Who is played by Burt Reynolds in the movie Hustle.
Okay, good. Oh wait, so he plays the cop? He plays the guy doing the investigation?
Yes, it seems that way.
I mean, I was kind of hoping. Well, I mean, he would be younger then, I guess. That makes more sense. But I was hoping he would be like the grieving father.
I think this is pre-mustache Burt Reynolds.
Oh, holy shit, pre-mustache Burt Reynolds. Well, great. So then your voice is more accurate then. His voice changes once the mustache weights his lip down. Yeah. It slows down. It slows down his speech patterns.
Yeah, it really deepened his voice up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wonder. So you haven't seen that movie, so we had no idea what the context of smelling bananas or Guatemala is.
Correct.
Or color television.
No.
All right. Well, three interesting movies. I know this isn't part of the game usually, but two of them are British. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that the British agent is tied to like CIA or British like MI6 or whatever they call them over there. Some kind of British intelligence agent, so sort of military. But I don't know. Did you have a theme in mind for these three, or was it really just two Michael Caine and then Hustle?
It was really the original idea was that I was going to pick three Michael Caine movies, and then
you couldn't find a third Michael Caine movie.
After picking those two, I was kind of struggling to find one with a synopsis and a title that would blend in well enough with the other two. And then I just accidentally stumbled upon Hustle. And then I was like, yeah, he won't get that one. Like that title is vague enough that it could be interchangeable with any of these kind of.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it definitely, clearly it was, because that's what I did. I literally went through all three movies and was like, Hustle.
Black Windmill has a secondary synopsis written by FrankFob2 at Yahoo, and
everyone email that. Don't email us. Email that.
FrankFob2 at yahoo.com. It also doesn't describe the guy. It just says a British agent's son. So yeah.
Wait, that's the whole synopsis?
Nondescript. No.
Oh,
British
okay. I thought it was like less. I thought it was
kidnapped.
fewer words all of a sudden.
A British son. I'll read their synopsis, which is longer.
Okay,
a British agent's son is kidnapped and held for a ransom of diamonds. The agent finds out that he can't even count on the people he thought were on his side to help him, so he decides to track down the kidnappers himself. So they just took the other synopsis and they just added more words.
Well, I think it's a little bit more descriptive of what takes place in the movie.
I guess so.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
if I were to, critique the first synopsis, if we want to call it that was more like a log line.
Kind of.
It was more like, okay, what's the script going to be about? British agent's son gets kidnapped and held for ransom? Okay, sure. Let's go for it. Yeah, let's start there.
I'll read you a tagline really quick.
I guess production meeting. I did want to add another segment to the show that was taglines.
I had thought about it before as well.
But I don't know if like every movie's going to have one, and I also don't know if it's going to give too much away.
Yeah, right.
So
that's why I hadn't suggested it. Also.
Okay, give me the tagline to Black Windmill.
The ultimate exercise in controlled terror.
Okay. Again, I thought there was more.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta find Black Windmill now because that name just sounds too hardcore, and this movie better fit in with that, or better explain what the Black Windmill is. I hope, at least.
The tagline for Hustle.
Go
really
for
quick. It. She's the call girl. He's the cop. They both take their jobs seriously.
Oh man, taglines are the best.
Let's see if I can find one for Play Dirty really quick.
They both take their job seriously.
That's ridiculous, really. For Play Dirty. Forget the medals, throw away the rule book. If you want to survive, ... Play dirty.
Play dirty. I do kind of like that one though. That one's kind of more intense. So, what do you think? Since you've not seen these movies, excuse me, what do you think the disguise is that makes the British commandos Italian?
They just put on like curly mustaches?
Wait, what? Do you know what an Italian is? That's French, right?
No. That works. It's Italian.
Okay.
It's like, the guy, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I got it. Yeah, no, totally. That guy. Yeah, the curly mustache guy. I remember now. He was very Italian. Yeah. Now I'm thinking. I think curly mustache. I think of like, like beret and a baguette and like a mime or something along those lines. I don't think Italian.
That's just because your implicit bias doesn't allow you to see
just
other.
Just because I play into stereotypes. You're right. I forgot. Italians can't have any kind of facial hair they want. I was wondering. I'm like, is the disguise? Because it does say disguise, doesn't it? It says they go undercover.
Yeah, disguised as Italian soldiers.
So disguised, just as Italian soldiers. Okay,
yeah,
so they're not dressed as like a pizzeria guy or something like that. Okay, so they just put on.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's racist. they just put on like an Italian officer's uniform or something along those lines. So it's really easy to get behind enemy lines as far as that goes. Okay, maybe.
They all just put on chef outfits and are just like tossing dough in the air.
I wasn't going to go there.
They're like,
I mean, I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say that.
Hey, we're here to check out the oil depot.
Back in the boop.
They ordered 20 pies.
Oh my gosh, we're so wrong. The Italians are great people.
We never said they're bad people.
What's that?
We didn't say they're bad people.
Well, they were maybe at one time. But I mean, not according to us or this podcast.
Just according to history.
The views and expressions recorded by history are not the views and expressions of what is this called again? Yeah.
What is this called?
Or what was that called? I don't know. What are we doing? Where are we at? I'm stuck on the Italian facial fit here. Yeah, so I was wondering like what they disguised as, but I forgot that it's actually just say Italian soldiers. I thought it just said Italians. So I was wondering, I was like, gosh, like what did they actually wear? Like what did they, But I guess if it's as easy as like removing the flag that is your country and putting on the flag of the other country, then okay. That's not too hard. This movie, I can see, didn't this movie get the lowest rating?
It got the highest.
Oh God, I got the highest.
Yeah.
Oh my. So maybe there is more in depth than this. Do you think Michael Caine's in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think so? Then
Hey, don't catch your tail, I'm Italian.
That's what I was gonna go for. It's like, did he have to put up the Italian accent? He had to have.
I'm clearly Italian. Let me on into the German oil depot. Why would they let the Italians? Oh yeah, the Italians were allies with Germany, right?
With Germany, yeah,
World War
exactly.
II.
Yeah. History. Yeah. This is not a history podcast. Specifically an axis of, or what's it called again? It was hold on. It was
They're
called
the Axis.
Yeah, the Axis powers. Yeah. This is the Axis powers history podcast where we don't support the views of the Axis powers, but we talk about them.
And we frantically tried to not get canceled with each sentence
by insulting multiple cultures at once,
whom we are now good friends with these many years later.
Well, yeah, better friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Italian Michael Caine. That's what I want.
I don't think I could mix them both. I could barely just do the Michael Caine regular. I don't think I could do Michael Caine doing an Italian voice.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear it in my head. I can't even.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, it just becomes Michael Caine saying Italian stereotypical phrases. Yeah. It doesn't like
a Mamma Mia.
Stop. This is highly problematic.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, that's hearsay.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, so enough about Italian Michael Caine. I want to talk about nude-lipped Burt Reynolds. I want to talk about pre-mustached Burt Reynolds in Hustle. Mm-hmm. So you gave a quote. It was about somebody living in Guatemala named Marty, and they need to smell the bananas, and that they had color TV.
Yes,
we've not seen this movie.
They have color TV.
We've not seen this movie, so we're gonna go back to an old, tried and true. What was that called again? Format where we describe the scene in which this quote happens, and then the goal is to go hopefully see this movie and actually see this scene. Okay, and
reaffirm just how correct we were.
Exactly. So. Do you know, or can you find who said that line? Oh, it was Burt Reynolds, right?
It was Burt Reynolds.
Okay, so it was
Lieutenant Phil Gaines.
It was Lieutenant Phil Gaines. It was pre-mustache Burt Reynolds.
Now, my gut instinct tells me that there's probably something really racist going on with this.
Wait, more or less so than the Italian bit we did 5 minutes ago. More.
Definitely more, because
I'll say more.
It's okay to do Italian voices. They're white, too. The Europeans are also white.
Okay. All right. If that's what the rule book says.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why Gareth is allowed to do Germans and Italians and everything.
Right. Okay. But if at any point in history you were on the wrong side of history, the future gets to make fun of you. Okay. Deal. I get it. Okay. So okay. So this does feel like maybe this is a little edgy, but let's try to describe this scene. So one more time, just for the sake of clarity, let's hear that line, and then try to figure out where it goes.
Okay, and it is, quote, "Don't you know where you live, Marty? Can't you smell the bananas? You know what country you live in? You live in Guatemala with color television." End quote.
So you say that this sounds racist. We could go.
No.
But you said potentially.
I said potentially.
Okay. Potentially. I agree. I think this has potential to be racist. But I think it also maybe has potential because he's saying Marty.
Yeah.
And almost like he knows the guy. And then he's also telling him that things that maybe make Guatemala sound awesome. So Guatemala has color TV. Not to say that America doesn't at this time either.
So Lieutenant Phil Gaines might actually be like a travel agent or something?
no,
Really trying to sell it.
No, so I was picturing that like he's waking his friend up from like a drunken stupor or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, Marty, remember where you come from? Guatemala has awesome bananas. Can't you smell them?" I'm paraphrasing, you know. And oh yeah, and they have color TV too. Like he's just trying to like throw out like, you know, Guatemala's a great place. Just, you know, wake up, come back to reality type thing. But you're saying that there's potential to be racist here. Or no, sorry, that's not a potential to be racist. That this is potentially racist.
I think.
So are you feeling that it's darker is what I'm asking?
My guess, and maybe not necessarily racist, but my honest actual guess is that he is probably, I assume he is interrogating someone named Marty, maybe?
Oh,
or
okay.
questioning someone named
I like
Marty.
this. All right.
And maybe Marty is just saying, like, I don't know, like he's just being very passive to everything Burt Reynolds is asking him. Like, I don't know.
So you see, like, this is like in like the interrogation room at the table, like the two-way mirrors behind.
Or maybe they're just in like a casual setting, and he's just questioning the guy like in a casual leisure setting, and he just approaches the guy, and he just starts chatting to him. Maybe he doesn't even tell him.
Doesn't even know
I don't
him.
know.
Maybe he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" "I'm Marty." "Hey, Marty, do you remember where you come from? You smell the bananas?"
Well, I think
he just instantly goes into this tirade about Guatemala.
I think Marty is somebody that's on his radar as someone that, hey, this is somebody that I need to question. Like, this is a suspicious character or of some sort. I don't know.
Okay. So he doesn't know Marty personally, but he knows like about Marty.
Marty doesn't know him.
Okay, yeah.
He approaches Marty in some kind of a casual setting.
So maybe like,
and starts just like chatting with him, trying to get him to open up a little bit, and then he leads into the questioning a little bit. You know,
maybe like Marty is. So maybe he's talking to this Marty character. He knows some history based on like information that he's gathered on Marty. Marty doesn't necessarily know him, like you said, other than maybe he's a you know, detective or police officer or whatever. But maybe Burt Reynolds' character is questioning Marty, and he knows that Marty is lying to him.
Mm-hmm.
So then he says this line as like a way to say, like, I know things about you, Marty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You should like tell the truth. Okay.
Because that specific, what made me think that originally is specifically the line, "Can't you smell the bananas?" That seems like a smart ass kind of question to ask for. So yeah,
can't you smell the bananas? But the color TV one is weird.
Like this is where Burt Reynolds is like getting aggravated.
Can't you smell the bananas, Marty?
And he yells at him. Yeah, I think that'd be a great scene.
Okay, so let's do that then. Let's do that scene. So you said it's a casual setting. So where are you thinking this interrogation takes place?
I'm picturing it at a bar, but I think maybe I'm just picturing a bar because like the only image of the movie that I've seen is at a bar.
Well, I would think if it was an interrogation and questioning, it went a little bit more private setting than a bar.
Well, I don't know if it's. I mean, maybe it's obviously it could be anywhere, but
well, yeah, sure. I'm not saying it can't be at a bar. I'm just saying like maybe we start at a bar and then we go to like a booth in the corner, or we move away from like where there's a bunch of people, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it could still be like we'll call out in public, right? But maybe a little bit more intimate setting than that. So we could say at a bar, and we could say that's where he sees Marty. What was Burt's character's name again? Lieutenant
Phil Gaines.
Phil Gaines. So Phil like walks into the bar where he got the information that Marty goes to Tony's Tavern every Thursday, and Phil was like, okay, I'll go see if he's there. Walks in, has a description of Marty, sees Marty at the bar, walks up to him and says, hey, can I buy you a drink? Yada, yada, yada. They start talking, and then how do we get from that now into this line? So what's the bridge to go from I've spotted Marty, I've introduced myself to Marty. Maybe he didn't even say that he was a cop yet. Maybe he just,
mm-hmm.
Phil was just like walking like, hey, how's it going? Come here often type thing. And then with that line delivery that you just gave, that's kind of how Phil hints to Marty that I know more about you than what you're letting on. So how do we get from that backwards to where they met? Like, what's the thing that causes Lieutenant Phil Gaines to pop off in this smart ass? Can you smell the bananas, Marty?
If it's maybe somebody, so it's a suspicious circumstances of a girl's apparent suicide. So if it's something like this Marty character, a witness had spotted him around the time that
maybe
her
the girl,
like leaving the building or something.
Maybe the girl also comes to this bar frequently.
Okay.
So Marty would, and like,
right.
and like you said, some other witness saw them two talking, right? So maybe Marty's cagey about giving information about this girl because maybe something else happened. Like,
I don't know nothing.
Like maybe he got her drunk and tried to go in and like kiss her or whatever at the bar, and she slapped him, that kind of thing. So it's maybe not like he had anything to do with the actual maybe murder or suicide or whatever, but maybe like there's still something that he doesn't want to admit to. Okay, I like that. And then all of a sudden Bert like slams down his like empty beer bottle and he's like, "Can't you smell the bananas, Marty? Don't you know where you came from?" What is so but he ends that with,
"You live in Guatemala with color television."
Yeah, you live in Guatemala. So, okay, wait. But is that line, is he saying, maybe this is what he's saying. Maybe is Burt Reynolds saying, Phil Gaines, Lieutenant Phil Gaines, is maybe he's saying, I know you come from a country that doesn't have a lot, and I know you have a lot. Like, you're from like a wealthier family.
Okay, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, he's saying it like you're not just some average Joe.
You have color television and you live in Guatemala.
Yeah. 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 Or maybe he's like, how about this? Maybe Marty is like a banana plantation owner. So like he has like a lot of fucking money and shit. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe like Bruno's like, "Can't you smell the bananas, Marty? Like, don't you know where you live? You live in Guatemala with color television. Like, no one has color television in Guatemala. No one even has television in Guatemala."
I love picturing this scene where they're kind of casually chatting with each other, like sitting across from each other in a booth, right? And Burt Reynolds starts to press him a little bit, but he's not like giving him anything.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
As his interrogation tactic, Burt Reynolds pulls out a banana and starts
that's where I was going. That's where I was going to go next. I was going to say maybe Burt Reynolds like sits down and orders a fucking banana split or something like that, or a banana milkshake, and he's just eating it, and he's like, "Man, I don't know if this tastes very good or not. Do you know anything about bananas, Marty?" And Marty's like, "I don't know anything about bananas."
No, I mean, I've had a few.
I don't know. They're yellow, I guess, right? and then,
you know where you live, Marty?
Can't you smell the fucking bananas, Marty?
You know what country you live in? You live in Guatemala with color television.
Yeah, exactly. That's the scene. All right, we did it. Yeah. And then Michael Caine walks in the background as a cameo.
I will order one of them banana splits, please.
Yeah, with Parmesan.
Hey.
Yeah, oh God, he's still that guy. Get him out of here. Okay, I like that scene. And then I think that scene should just end. I think Burt Reynolds just slams his banana milkshake down and just fucking stands up and walks away. And then like you live in Guatemala with color television. Slam. Gets up and walks away.
And then iris wipe to the
iris wipe to a banana stand. All right. The whole movie, like maybe like, because you know how like we like to give characters quirks, right? Make something that like yeah, he's a cop, he's a detective, whatever, but like, he also has OCD, right? Like that's Monk, right? Or like, something like little thing like that like sets them apart from everyone else. Like maybe Burt Reynolds' character is, he's a detective, but he also just like really fucking loves bananas or something like that. Like he just like has this, it's like every scene that he like comes into, like every introduction, he's like fucking either peeling a banana or like taking the last bite of a banana and
or
throwing
talking
the peel.
about them.
Talking about them. Just like the whole film is just, and maybe the hustle is banana, whatever you want to call it, farming, I guess, or plantationing. I don't know what we call that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's his character trait. Is he's just eating a banana, or starting to eat a banana, or talking about bananas in almost every scene where we introduce him. I love it.
I'm sure we're spot on with that.
All right. So one final question to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Where in the movie does this take? Like, what act of the movie does this take place?
This is definitely second act.
You think this is like? You think this is like beginning of second act, middle of second act, or end of second act?
Boring answer, but I think it'd be like middle of the second act.
Okay, so this is like where our character kind of peaks along their arc of development, is when he finally fucking meets the banana man, and he's like, "You fucking trying to lie to me, Marty? Like, I know bananas. I know where you're from. I know that you have color TV in fucking Guatemala. Like, this is bullshit." And then he just slams his shit and gets up and leaves. And then from then on, from the rest of the movie, he doesn't eat a banana.
That's his character arc.
He loses respect for the banana industry because he knows the truth about it now. He knows that it's full of a bunch of skeevy, murderous assholes that'll do anything to keep their cabal quiet, even if that means killing a call girl mysteriously and ruining a poor father's life.
We've made this mid-70s film called Hustle about a cop investigating a suspicious suicide about bananas.
Hold on, wait. So there's this saves this whole episode. We can even like cut out the 20 minutes of Kit Kats. So okay, what if like this whole thing, as the synopsis says, is instigated by a grieving father who contacts the LA Police Department. So what is this to tie it back into bananas, I think, what is the thing that like lets the father, or makes the father feel like something, like it wasn't a suicide, like other than the easy part of like, my daughter wouldn't do that. I think it has to be something that like he knows his daughter was working in an industry that maybe wasn't safe, and she wasn't on like the right side of, town or whatever. She hung out with the wrong kind of friends. But I think there was something that's like, I don't know, cop, detective, lieutenant, whatever his name is. She was hanging out with those banana guys, and
there's a banana peel on the floor underneath her.
Is that the calling card of the killer? Oh my god. Oh, what was that called again? We're done. so ridiculous. and it was Burt Reynolds the whole time. All right, that was crazy. I'm done.